In this video, I'm going to show you the best settings for underwater on your DJI Action 5 Pro camera. So if you plan on taking your camera diving or snorkeling or just anything underwater, these settings are going to give you the best results in your footage. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is just click on the camera icon in the bottom left hand side and just make sure you're in video mode. You're then going to use your finger to swipe up on the screen, and the first setting we have to change is the resolution. Now, typically you want this set to 4K for the best quality footage, and you can either choose 16:9 or 4:3. Now, if you're just shooting horizontal videos and that's all you want to do with the footage, then you can just go ahead and select 16:9. Now, if you're shooting horizontal videos but you're not sure in the future if you want to go and convert this into a vertical video, say you wanted to use some of the media for social media like TikTok for example, then it's much better to select 4K 4:3. And what this will do is when we go to crop the footage into a vertical video, it's going to make sure we don't get any distortion or any loss of quality in that footage. Now, I'm strictly using mine for YouTube videos, so I'm going to select 4K 16:9. For the FPS or the frames per second, go and adjust this to 60. Now, I like to set mine at 60, so then once we finish recording, if you want to slow down any of your footage, we can get some really nice slow mode shots. You can then go and click on this icon in the top right hand side, and over on the left we'll have our stabilization options. Now, the best one to select here is rock steady, and then over on the right hand side you can select your lens type. So you have standard, wide or ultra wide. Now, if you use ultra wide, it's going to create this kind of fisheye effect, which we don't particularly want. So I'd recommend selecting either standard or wide. I'm just going to go with wide, and then you can close out of this window. Now, the next thing we're going to do is click on the adjustment tab over in the right hand side, and then click on Pro in the top right. This will just give us a few more customization options on the camera. You can then click on exposure in the top left, and the best option here is to set this to auto. On the right hand side, you'll have your ISO settings. By default, it will be set to 2500, which is typically quite high. So we're actually going to reduce this down to 12800. Over on the left hand side, we have our exposure settings. Now, to avoid overexposing our footage, we're going to reduce this down to -0.3, as you can always brighten up the footage in the editing process. Once you've set all of these changes, go ahead and press confirm. You can then go and click on the white balance and make sure this is set to auto and press confirm. Now, for the tone, we're going to keep this set to neutral. You can then click on color, and we're going to change this from an 8-bit to a normal 10-bit, and this is just going to give you better quality for your footage, and then press confirm. You can then scroll down to image adjustment and click on this. Go and change this to custom, and over on the left hand side we're going to reduce down the texture to -1. Now, this can just help DJI over sharpening our footage. Just remember, you can always go and sharpen your footage later in the editing process. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and press confirm. And that's going to give you the best settings for underwater footage. Now, it's probably a good idea to go and save this as a preset, so then if you ever need to come back to this, you can always go and load it up quickly on your device. So to do that, you can just swipe down on your screen like so. You can then click on the profile icon in the top left hand side, click on the plus icon to save it, and then you can go and select which scene you want to save this to. So I'm going to swap mine to this diving mode here, and then we can press confirm. Now, if you ever need to get back to these settings in the future, you can just click on the camera icon in the bottom left hand side, and you can go and select your diving scene. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful.